Welcome to the final day of the 2011 Jordan Rally. We have a four-way fight for victory. The young guns Jari, Matti Latvala and Sebastian Ogier, and the old hands Loeb and Petter Solberg. The mountainous desert terrain is the backdrop for this momentous day. There are 115 competitive kilometres still to run here in Jordan, and not one of those kilometres is going to be easy for our four combatants. Every metre of every one of the 8 stages will push them to the absolute limit if victory is to be theirs. The new format of a WRC event for 2011 means every rally reaches a crescendo with the power stage, where championship bonus points are up for grabs for the top 3 finishers. Here in Jordan, it's the baptism site stage. Our featured driver this weekend is Khalid Al-Qasimi. We will follow his push to finish among the elite in the top 10. We have a classic WRC four-way fight for victory on our hands. The landscape here in Jordan has witnessed fascinating moments in history, and today you will see WRC history in the making. After the cancellation of day 1 of this year's rally due to unavoidable delays, the WRC drivers were chomping at the bit to get behind the wheel and into the stages. None more so than Sebastian Loeb, who got off to a flyer, determined to lay down a marker to those behind him on the road that he would not be hindered by his early road position, forcing him to sweep a clear line through the desert gravel for the benefit of those behind. Mikko Hirvonen, as first on the road, never stood a real chance of taking the lead, and his tortuous day was exacerbated by power steering failure. The Jordan Rally then turned into a classic poker match, with none of the big-name players wanting to show their hand too early. With 8 gravel stages still to be run on the final day, being overnight lead-up means you're first on the road the following day. A fascinating tactical game ensued. All eyes were on Loeb, and he called everyone's bluff by stopping in the middle of the stage. His message to the others was either you slow down and drop behind me, or have you got the confidence you can take a lead and defend it from me, the 7 times world champion.
Why stop in the middle of the stage? Why not wait till the end?
Strategic.
Jari, Matti Latvala admitted to being distracted by Loeb's tactics, just managing to avert disaster after hearing the world champion's split times. He then chose to slow down and drop behind Loeb for the final day. In the Petter Solberg camp, it was a similar story, the Norwegian joining Latvala in the slowing down club.
Yes, 15 seconds.
But one man refused to be intimidated. Sebastian Ogier has unshakable self-confidence and was never in any doubt that he could charge ahead and defend a lead from Loeb. He didn't even think about slowing down and stormed into a 31.6-second lead. Our featured driver Khalid Al-Qasimi had a strong opening leg here, finishing the day in 8th place. How will he approach the final day?
It will be different stages, different technique. Some of them quite narrow with a lot of blind crests. So yeah, let us see how it goes.
And what about from a driving point of view? How will you approach it? Will you go flat out? Will you take it easy, get safe to the finish?
No, I will not just easy. I need to push a little bit, but not flat. Just a balance, and being balanced, I think we can score maybe a good times over there. Yeah.
This is how the drivers start heading into the final day. Ogier off the line first, followed by teammates Sebastian Loeb and Jari Matti Latvala. Petter Solberg goes fourth with Mikko Hirvonen fifth after a frustrating weekend. Kimi Räikkönen runs sixth, ahead of Stobart's Matthew Wilson, seventh on the road today, followed by our featured driver Khaled Al-Qasimi. Then comes Valagra, Kuipers and the super rallying Mads Osberg and Henning Solberg. So this is it, the final morning. Sébastien Ogier waits nervously at the start of the stage. That was anything but a nervous start, though, blasting his Citroën DS3 into the day's opener. Sébastien was on road sweeping duty this time last year, and he knows exactly what to expect from the stages. But he has a mammoth task ahead of him today if he's to keep the 7-time world champion at bay. Remember, his advantage going into this final day, 31.6 seconds over Loeb. And here is that man flying through this opening stage, visibly quicker than Ogier. Let's ride on board with the master. But he's very wide there. The world champion on the ragged edge this morning. Those kind of mistakes cost time and cost rally wins. How much is Sébastien prepared to risk? Leading Ford driver Jari-Matti Latvala blasts his Ford Fiesta into the stage. He too is a man who will fancy the win this weekend. Row position is in his favour as he begins his hunt for the Citroëns ahead of him. We can hear his Fiesta crashing over the rocks, covering the stage. These really are the ultimate test of reliability for these WRC cars. This rally is still wide open, and here's a man also with a taste for victory. Petter Solberg pushing his privately entered DS3 to the limits over the opening 2 stages today.
Slight left and 6 right plus half long over crest, opens, extra long.
Rally Jordan is full of final day battles, and here's another one. Kimi Räikkönen doing his best in the Ice One Racing DS3 to hold off Matthew Wilson for 6th place. It all looks pretty calm in there. Kimi, no stranger to these high pressure drives, but he will have to pull out all the stops to stay ahead of Wilson. And the battles continue further back. Our featured driver this weekend, Khaled Al-Qasimi, engaged in a fight with Federico Valagra for 8th place. As we head into stage 15, Ogier's lead now just 23.3 seconds. Loeb and Latvala are hunting him down. We're with Loeb in the stage now. What can he do to close the gap even more on Ogier?
Et attention, 50 mètres, ciel pour gauche 30, épingle corde.
He's run very wide there. And now he's outbraked himself. He's overshot that hairpin. Mistakes are creeping in this morning, and that could well have cost him the win here in Jordan. Now, what can Jari-Matti Latvala do? Approaching the end of the stage, we're looking out for the red finish boards. Keep an eye on the clock in the bottom right corner of your screen. He's quicker. The difference between them now just 4 seconds, and that will move Jari ahead of Loeb into 2nd place. On the following stage, Loeb hit back and closed the gap to within 2 seconds of Latvala, crucially both catching rally leader Sébastien Ogier. This one is far from over. 3 men fighting for victory, and all 3 will be battling for those extra power stage points. We'll have all the action after this short. Welcome back to the final day of Rally Jordan. 4 stages remain, including the extra points on offer from the main event, the power stage, as we head straight back into the action, and Petter Solberg has to push now if he's going to reel in Sébastien Loeb and Jari-Matti Latvala ahead of him. Petter has been the best of the rest today, but he's looking quicker after service. A huge jump there, and he's lost it. He's lost the car. Petter's off the road, and I don't think he's going to get that Citroën out of there. Well, that tells the story, doesn't it?
I pushed hard, came on the edge on the rock on the inside here, and then I went on 2 wheels, had a spin around and went down in a big hole, and luckily I didn't roll down there because it's maybe 60 to 100 meters down, so I was quite lucky to stay on 4 wheels.
Devastation for the Petter Solberg World Rally team. No such problems for this man, Sebastian Ogier. But the pressure is still on. Latvala and Loeb have spent the morning gradually eating into his lead. And he has to push now if he wants this win. Look at that, he's on two wheels as well. All of the top drivers forced to push to the limit today. But with Jari-Matti Latvala, some damage to the front right of his Ford Fiesta. That's how hard the Finn is trying. Ogier's is the time to beat. Watch that clock on the bottom right of your screen as we approach the end of the stage. He's done it. Jari-Matti has taken the lead from Ogier. Just half a second separates Latvala and Ogier for the win in Jordan.
A really stressful stage. Ogier is really good on that stage as well. We need to be absolutely perfect run on the last one if we really want to win this rally. But you know for sure, I'm gonna do everything for that. I'm gonna push as hard as I can, and all the efforts and all the skills what I have, I'm gonna put for that stage.
Could it be any better as we head into the power stage? The top two separated by just 0.5 of a second. This one is too close to call. All eyes are on Latvala and Ogier. The power stage is a twisting technical test full of car-breaking rocks. The fastest three drivers through take extra championship points. No one can ease off today. This is simple. The fastest will win as we cross to Julian Porter and Paul King in the commentary box.
Well, here's Mikko Hirvonen. He has been leading the championship so far this season. He will lose that in this stage, but it has been a frustrating weekend for the Finn, sweeping the road clear of the loose gravel and a power steering problem as well yesterday.
Yeah, just last 15Ks, that final stage yesterday, which just cost him a bit more time. But Mikko, you're never happy not to do well, but Mikko might be quite happy this weekend to leave here not leading the championship. Someone else can sweep those roads in Sardinia for him, so he's quite happy with that. He'd just love to take those points this weekend.
This is why this power stage is so important for the likes of Mikko Hirvonen. He's fighting for a championship. Every point counts. Look at that time, 5:21.7.
12.5.
That is quite some benchmark for the remaining three drivers, the next of which is Mikko's teammate. Oh, something flying off the back of...
A little bit of the bumper. He won't be concerned. That's the least of this man's worries.
And we're hearing Jari has changed the tyre before a start.
There is some damage there, but I mean, that could have been in the previous stages. Not sure. The bit that fell off, to me, I think was coming from the rear, like the little spare wheel holder area. No, it's not. It is the bit of the front wing that's come off.
Well, it's a sign just how hard. Look at that. This is a sign how hard this man is pushing. Jari-Matti Latvala yet to win a rally in 2011, but he has been absolutely nailing it. Oh, no, he's lost it somewhere. 4 seconds down on Mikko. Well, this is a 10-kilometre stage. He might have had an issue somewhere earlier in this stage.
This is the rally leader as well we're battling here for as well.
Half a second, sorry, up. Coming in the stage. Let's ride on board with Jari-Matti. Well, this would be a heartbreaking finish. He's worked so hard to get into that lead of the rally. Half a second up on Ogier coming into this stage. Looks very calm inside the car, but it must have been some sort of moment earlier in the stage for him to lose that much time. 5:21.7, the time that his teammates set, remember.
I would not want to be that Ford Fiesta. It has been abused in this stage.
He's absolutely hurling it through. He's got to make up the time in this last sector. 5:21.7.
It's not Hirvonen he's looking for, though. Remember, it's Ogier he's looking for.
Yeah, that's true. He's not going to be quicker than his teammate. 5:22.4. Well, what a finish. That's not what we expected to see.
That's not bad, though. That's not bad. He's not going to win the power stage, but he's not bothered about Hirvonen right at this moment. Right at this moment, he's concentrating on Ogier.
It could, of course, be a sign that Mikko has absolutely nailed it in there. Yeah. He said he was going to. He's already won one power stage this year. Let's not forget that.
How spectacular was Latvala when he bounced through that corner? He's looking at the time. He's really curious. This man now thinking, have I won this rally? He's got to wait another 6 minutes before he knows.
It's been an absolutely astounding drive from Jari-Matti this morning.
Here
Here we go, Sebastian Loeb. He's kind of given up this afternoon.
Yeah, interesting. So let's have a quick rundown then. Hirvonen, 5:21.7. Latvala, our rally leader coming into this stage, just 0.7 of a second behind his teammate. Henrik Solberg still in third at the minute.
He's off!
He's really wide by Loeb.
That's good for Latvala. Latvala, we're hoping he's seen that.
Well, this is another sign. We've seen it in, well, nearly every power stage so far. Loeb's given it a go. He actually holds the best record in the power stages, doesn't he?
Yes, he's the only person who's finished on the podium in all three.
So Loeb, well, he's dropped back a little bit this morning. He slipped to third, started the day in second, hoping to take the fight to his teammate. He's not been able to do that.
Oh,
half a second.
That's on Hirvonen, that is. Half a second.
Wow.
And he's off, being off slightly, not a long way off, maybe a metre or two wider into the sand.
Yeah, this has been another fine finish to the rally for Loeb. He's had his problems as well today, but he's one of the drivers that he knows that he's such a competitive beast. He wants every available point he can get, and these power stages have just provided another opportunity for him to get some.
Well, it has, that's it. I mean, these cars are just getting so much. Look at the speed.
Incredible speed for Sebastian Loeb. He started the stage 27.4 seconds down on his teammate Ogier. He's hardly likely to get back involved in the fight for second, but he's giving it everything to get the 3 points for this power stage win. Let's have a look at his time. 5:21.7 to beat. 5:22 then Mikko hangs on. Well, relief and almost surprise for Mikko and Jarmo Leitonen there. Wow. Whew. Big smile on the face for Mikko.
Well, there's one to go, so Mikko's guaranteed at least second.
Yep.
There's a worried look. Look at Latvala. He's so worried now. So worried.
He's giving it everything. What a finish to the rally. What a grandstand finale we're seeing here in Jordan. Mikko's hanging on by the skin of his teeth to the power stage, and Jari-Matti Latvala is hanging on by the skin of his teeth for the overall win. Here we go. This is the man. That's the time to beat 5:21.7 to get in the power stage mix, but he won't be too concerned about that at the moment. He's firmly fixed on the time of 5:22.4 that was set by Jari-Matti Latvala for the overall stage win. This is the closest rally I can remember since New Zealand a few years ago when Sebastian Loeb and Marcus Gronholm went at it, hammer and tong. Right, and look at that. He's quicker.
Minus 0.4.
That's 0.4, remember, on the Mikko Hirvonen's time in this power stage. That's not the time to Latvala, remember, but that is going to be good enough to get past Latvala if he can continue that right the way through this stage.
My maths isn't great, but I'm thinking he has to do a 5:21.8. I'm thinking. Don't quote me on that if it goes wrong. No. That's what I've kind of worked out, but he's on it. He's not quite as spectacular through there as what Latvala was.
The Ford
a little bit more controlled.
Waiting.
Yeah, he's worried.
And rightly so. He's worked so hard to get back in the mix. But this has been a terrific rally from Sebastian Ogier. Remember, look at that, really almost over the edge of the road there on that crest.
Big cut there.
Absolutely nailing it through here. And, well, he needs to. It was his gamble, wasn't it, to stay out in front. He survived 100 kilometres of road sweeping so far. He's only just lost the rally lead. He comes into this final stage just 0.5 of a second off the lead. And he wants that lead back, and he wants the power stage win to boot. Both these four drivers need to be worried.
Look at his eyes, they're like on stalks.
He normally looks quite relaxed, but I'll tell you what, he actually looks like he's not quite so comfortable in there this morning.
The limit of these drivers. Look how wide he is compared to everyone else.
Anything under 5:21.7, he'll take both the power stage win and the overall win. Let's have a look. 5:21.7, he's equalled Mikko. He takes the overall win by 1/10 of a second, and it's a dead heat with Mikko in the power stage. He must have taken it.
Look at Jari.
He must have taken it by the nearest 100th of a second. You won't see it in that time, but our times will go to the nearest 100th of a second. Mikko
He doesn't know yet. He doesn't know.
Wow, what a finish to Rally Jordan. That's not something else. Jari-Matti Latvala, he's absolutely gutted, but rightly so, straight over to congratulate Sebastian Ogier for a thrilling finale to this event. 1/10 of a second I make that in the overall standings. That, I believe, is the closest ever finish we've ever seen in a World Rally Championship. And there is confirmation of the power stage standings. Ogier gets the maximum 3 points, followed by Hirvonen, and Sebastian Loeb maintains his record of scoring in every one of these bonus stages.
Sebastian, a fantastic drive for you this weekend. You must be delighted.
It's an amazing feeling. I pushed like hell today because Jari-Matti was so fast. He made some incredible time this morning, and I was absolutely flat out. I had to clean the road even on the second loop. I think it was maybe worse on this loop because for me it was just impossible to be faster than that. And yeah, I'm so happy with the end like this.
So Ogier steals the victory by 0.2 of a second from Latvala in the closest ever finish of a WRC event. When we add the power stage and rally results points together, Ogier does the double, taking the full 28 points on offer. Our featured driver Khalid Al-Qasimi ends a good weekend in 8th, taking home 4 points. History has once again been made in Jordan as Ford are left feeling dejected. Citroën celebrate. Join us after the break as we get all the reaction from the teams and drivers on this historic day of the WRC. Welcome back to Jordan. More reaction to that incredible final stage shortly. But first, the second round of the SWRC was also decided this afternoon. Nasser Al-Attiyah started day 2 in a dominant position, but the worrying engine problem that started yesterday returned on this final morning. Heartbreakingly for the Qatari start, they would prove terminal. Nasser forced to pull over 3 kilometres into the day's opening stage. That promoted Bernardo Sousa into first place, the Portuguese driver's steady approach to the weekend paying dividends. Carl Krudder was still looking a little raw at times with this spin, but he continued to build confidence in his Skoda Fabia Super 2000 to suddenly find himself in a fantastic second place. Friège Turan was on course to claim third until his engine caught fire on the penultimate stage, allowing Hermann Gassner Jr. to snatch the final podium spot in his Red Bull Super 2000 Skoda Fabia. But at the front, it was Sousa and co-driver Antonio Costa who claimed their maiden Super 2000 World Rally Championship victory.
Bernardo, what a way to start the year for you.
Starting the year with 25 points is perfect. Last year was quite bad. Even if I won the championship, the Portuguese championship, winning this rally and after what happened on Portugal, this is just great.
In the end, just 5 SWRC runners made it through this brutal encounter with Jordan stages. Sousa claimed victory with Gassner Jr. making that late move up to third place. In the championship standings, Carl Krudder moves into the top spot. He's 5 points ahead of the first 2 winners of the season, Martin Prokop and Bernardo Sousa. Back at the service park at the Dead Sea Resorts, the champagne celebrations can begin in earnest for Sebastian Ogier and co-driver Julian Gracia after that incredible finish to Rally Jordan to take their second consecutive win. The question is, who is Citroën's #1 now? Let's take a look at the driver standings after round 4. And Loeb has taken the lead in the title race for the first time. He's now 2 points ahead of Hirvonen. There are now just 8 points between the top 4. It's even closer in the manufacturer's standings. Citroën Total and Ford Abu Dhabi are locked together on 130 points. Still, it's all smiles over at Citroën.
I'm really happy to come back like this on the championship, just with 2 rain. After my 0 point in Mexico, I knew that it will be difficult to come back, but finally in only 2 rally we are almost close to the lead, so it's nice, but nothing is done. Now we are 4 drivers in 8 points, so it's very close, and yeah, for sure it will be a very interesting season.
I'm sorry for Malcolm because I suppose what does it mean to lose? But I do understand why last year he tried to get Ogier in his team. And I think he was right, but fortunately we keep it. So this is...
It doesn't get any better. I mean, if we can keep this closeness all the way through the year, it's not good for Olivier and my nerves, but I think it's just going to be great for the championship. I think what we've seen is that there's 4 drivers can win this championship this year.
The Spirit of the Rally Award has been presented to Jordan Motorsport for their support throughout the logistical problems that delayed the start of the event. Our featured driver Khalid Al-Qasimi presented the award to His Royal Highness Prince Faisal, and he can be happy with his best finish of the season so far. It's back to Europe for round 5 as we move along the Mediterranean to the island of Sardinia for the Rally d'Italia, where we'll welcome the Mini team back to the pinnacle of rallying. There's a preview to round 4 on WRC.com, along with a report from the official launch of Mini's new WRC machine as we build up to the return of this famous brand. What a rally it's been for Sébastien Ogier and Julien Ingrassia. 2 wins in a row, and the Frenchmen are right back in this incredible title race. In the breathtaking backdrop of Jordan's ancient landscape, we've seen history made on the stages of the WRC. Join us again in Italy when another icon from the past returns. But for now, from the Dead Sea, it's goodbye.